one thing that disappointed me is I don't think you see Nick Nolte at the end of the movie. Right? He just
He
disappears.
disappeared. He disappears.
Disappears.
It's like they couldn't afford to have him for another scene or something like
Exactly.
that. They went
So
over
that,
budget.
yeah,
Not a lot of movies have Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Halle Berry.
they do.
It also had Monica Barbaro, who's a big up-and-coming actress.
know.
It had Nick Nolte in it. I mean, the movie, it just felt like it was paint by numbers. It felt Chat GPT.
But now I was thinking they should make a combo. They should make a caramel and junior mix
Oh,
in a
that
box.
sounds disgusting.
Oh,
That sounds like
Why not?
that sounds like a terrible combination.
No, because the junior mints are really good, but you can't have too many of them.
Mint is so overpowering, though.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't want too many mints.
Welcome to Hate to See It with Mike and Sid, the talk show where we bring you a new movie review each week. I'm Mike, here with my co-host Sid. If you like our content, you'd really help us out if you gave us a like, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment with your feedback. Also, if you're just here for the reviews of the movies, we have our episodes broken out into chapters. You can click ahead to the discussion part of the episode. You can click right to the verdict where we give our final thoughts. So if you're just here for that, it's really easy to move around in these episodes. With that out of the way, Sid, how you doing this week?
It's a beautiful Sunday. Just got back from our awards gala, which was last night. It was amazing. I got to wear a tux. I was thinking, Mike, so I just returned the tux before this episode. If we were going to do like a Oscar show, it'd been pretty neat if I had my tux on during this episode.
Yeah, that would have been cool. As of right now, I think we're leaning on not doing an Oscar episode, right?
Yes.
Because I was looking at it, and first of all, I just haven't seen the major contenders that are likely to win awards. And it seems like, at least when I was talking to you last week or a few days ago, it seems like most of the award winners are not going to be surprises. But now looking at it, and actually, there might have been a bit of a change. There could be a couple surprises, so who knows? I think we could definitely do a recap of the Oscars maybe after they air. But next year, I'm thinking we definitely got to do something because we're probably going to have seen almost all of the movies.
Yeah. I mean, I saw more than you did, but you're right. Because of A-list, I really hope we see the majority of the movies that get nominated.
Yeah, so I think next year we'll definitely do an Oscar special.
And you know what? AMC actually does a really good job of like re-releasing those films that get nominated, whether it's this weekend or next, probably this weekend. They're doing a 2-day special where you can actually see all the films that got nominated for Best Picture.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I have noticed that they did re-releases for like Sinners and One Battle After Another. So yeah,
Yep.
they do that kind of stuff.
But I don't know. I don't know about you. Is it 10 movies that get nominated now?
Yeah, we don't need to see all of them, but I think if we
No.
see at least half of them, which I
But
think we definitely will see at least
Oh,
half
yeah,
of
of
them.
course. I probably saw half, more than half.
Yeah.
But could you do 5 movies a day in a theater? I don't know if I could do that.
Well, I guess I've done 3 before, but 3 is probably the most I've ever done.
Which one was that? Lord of the Rings?
So I did Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, Star Wars.
Leading into Force Awakens, there was a marathon, but I didn't show up until like Empire Strikes Back, so I saw that, Return of the Jedi, and then Force Awakens. But then also back in the day, there was this theater I used to go to where I grew up in northern Jersey, and this was like before the day of like reserved seating, like you'd sit wherever you wanted to sit. And what I used to do at this theater is after a movie would end, I would go to the bathroom, which was like in the middle of all the theaters, and you didn't have to go past like the ticket checker. And I would just like casually walk out of the bathroom and just walk into a different theater and see a different
beautiful.
movie. And I've done it at least once where I did that for 3 movies. So
Yeah.
three movies for the price of one.
I know our friend Sam used to be all about that, like sneaking and seeing multiple movies a day. I don't know if I've ever done it. It's just
Really?
bizarre. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's almost like a rite of passage to like when you're in high school, buy a ticket for like a PG-13 movie and go see like an R movie because I used to check IDs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For I think they still do
They do.
Yeah. You never did that? Like buy a ticket for a different movie?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Which
wow.
is bizarre. You would think the opposite when it comes to me.
Yeah.
Let's get into our snack segment of the week. Let me
All
kick it
right.
off this week.
Sure, go ahead.
By the way, in the intro, like when you introduce yourself, we'll work on it. But maybe when you said, "And here is," and I can say Sid, you know what I mean, or something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I have kind of gotten like a routine
I know
down.
you have gotten a routine.
You want me to keep that part with the chapters? Because I have heard people say like
If you think it's good, let's keep it.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
By the
Give
way,
some feedback. What do you guys think? Drop some comments.
yeah, let us know. And by the way, wasn't that my idea? Not about you mentioning it, but about having the chapters and stuff.
Yes.
Like I
Yeah.
know for me, I love chapters. All right, let me get back into our snack segment. So this was an interesting week. So anyway, I had mentioned in our prior episode that I wanted those caramel candies, right? And
Hmm.
I think I mentioned last week that I actually got them, whatever they're called. I don't even remember. But for this episode, which I
Milk
saw,
duds. Milk
no,
duds.
Milk Duds, what they used to have, and then they went to this other brand. But I don't want to get too much into it. But anyway, it's
Oh,
this
okay.
caramel. It's the whatever.
Junior Mints Company, right?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
Junior
yeah.
Mints Company.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this was actually the first week of having it, but I saw our movie like a week or two before you. So this is like an old story, but it's new for our viewers and new for you. So
Hmm.
anyway, I get the caramel, I go up, and then the guy was like shocked. He's like, "Wait, what is this? I've never seen this." He didn't even know how to ring it up. He's like, "Is it good?" I'm like, "I have no clue. It's my first time gonna have it." But he was like, "Let me know how it is." Like it was pretty funny to me that the people that work there didn't even know that they're selling it.
That is
But
funny.
I actually like it. I've had it two or three times now. I really enjoy it. It was better than Milk Duds. Milk Duds would get like really hard and it would stick to your teeth, which is
Yeah.
kind of annoying. So I think this is pretty cool. But also, it's kind of like the mint version, the Junior Mints. And which what I mean by that is sometimes you have it, like you can taste the Junior Mint, even though there's no Junior Mint in there. So I'm
Mm.
wondering when they're making it, if it somehow gets contaminated.
No, it's
Um,
possible.
but now I was thinking they should make a combo. They should make a caramel and Junior mix
Oh,
in the
that sounds
box.
disgusting.
Oh,
That sounds like a
why not?
terrible. That sounds like a terrible
No,
combination.
because the Junior Mints are really good, but you can't have too many of them.
Mint is so overpowering, though. You're
It
not
is.
gonna.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't want too many mints.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a balance. But I get what you're saying. But anyway, I digress. So I get that, and then this is my first week of getting your soda.
Okay. This
When
one.
I oh yeah, a nice cup by the way.
I can't believe
You
it
got
took me
it.
this
You
long
got
to
it.
notice it.
Yeah.
I've been casually sipping it.
Uh,
I've just been holding it up. You didn't say anything.
I noticed you had something, but I was just so
Yeah.
tired. I'm kind of hungover. But I got the what's that drink? The
The
Coke.
cherry Coke float.
Yes. So I got that for the first time, even though last week I talked about it.
I have something
Uh,
to say about that this week.
cool. But question for you, Mike. Before you after you pour your drink, when's the first time you actually drink it?
I mean, I go to the theater.
Yep.
I walk to my seat and I just get situated, and then like
No,
that's
no, 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 no. Oh, I sorry to interrupt. You already poured your drink from the
yeah,
machine.
yeah,
Okay, cool. Same with me. I mean, I think that's what people normally do.
yeah.
Anyway, I get my drink, I sit down, I start taking it, it's flat.
It happens every once in a while. Yeah,
So it's my first time trying this drink. I'm really excited because you raved about it. It's flat. I'm pissed. I don't know if I should go out and change it. I'm kind of being lazy. I'm like, whatever, I'll power through this. So then the movie's starting and I'm hearing moaning. I'm hearing loud moaning and it's dark. You can't see like the footage yet. And I'm like, what's going on? This sounds really familiar. And then it's the scene where the person's getting hung from our Wuthering
Oh,
Heights.
you went into the wrong theater?
I don't know, potentially. So anyway, I'm like, what the fuck? Wuthering Heights? And I'm like kind of lazy. I'm like, oh, do I want to get up and go to the right theater or should I rewatch this film that you hated? I was like, it was like a dilemma. I was like so confused because the drink was messed up. Like my brain wasn't functioning at this point. And then I'm like, fuck this. So I get up, I'm pissed. I go, I drop my drink. I get the same drink from a different machine. So it wasn't flat.
Hmm.
So I tried it this time. And then I go to the people. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, I went to my seat. It's a different movie. And it's like, oh, we switched the movie to a different theater. I was like, do you not tell people when you switch the movie? Like, that's bizarre. Like, how am I supposed to know? Like, am I just supposed to go in and they're like, yes. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. It's because I book early. So I guess
Yeah.
when this movie first came out, it was in a prime theater, but it wasn't doing so well potentially. So they moved it to a smaller theater.
It's like when you show up to the airport and they change the gate on you.
Oh, exactly. Which is happening every fucking time now. Every time I travel, they change the gate. I was just bitching about it. So I'm like, oh, I'm late. I'm like, all right, which theater am I in? They're like, you're in theater, whatever. And then they're like, well, let's scan your ticket so we can give you the same seat for this. And they're having trouble scanning it. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Just give me just any seat that's available. Just, I want to go. So anyway, I sit down. I must have missed like the first like 5 or 7 minutes. Like when I started watching it, it was like in the middle of the first heist, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. So that was my snack segment. It felt like a heist. I don't know if that's the right word, but it was an adventure to say the least.
That was an adventure.
Yeah.
Wow. They always tell me whenever they check my ticket, they always tell me what theater the movie's in, but you're probably just not paying attention.
Yeah, probably it wasn't because I just looked at the app.
Yeah.
But they didn't even know either. I think they actually said the theater was supposed to be in. But that's bizarre. That's whatever. It doesn't make sense. They should have changed my ticket. But it is what it is. I got to see the movie, which you'll be discussing in a few minutes.
So I have a few snacks items to discuss. Since you brought up Milk Duds, I know you didn't have them, but I'm pretty sure I've told this story before, but I don't think I've told it on YouTube for our audience. When I was a kid, I was at the movies and I had Milk Duds, and I still had baby teeth, so I don't know how old you are,
Oh
like
no.
I don't know, 7 or 8 years old or something like that. And it was one of the last like molars that I had to
Yeah.
lose. And I'm chewing on this Milk Dud. And it's just like, oh, this is a really hard Milk Dud. It's
It
like that.
is.
It's so hard. It's so chewy, and I cannot
Yes.
I cannot get it to the point where I'm comfortable swallowing it. I pulled it out of my mouth, and there's a tooth in the middle of it. I think that might have been the last tooth I ever lost.
You
That's how
truly
I
hate to
lost.
see
That's how
it.
I lost my last tooth. Yeah.
I wonder if that's why they switched to milk duds. I wonder eventually if they're like, all right, people are suing, people are losing teeth, especially kids. Let's just stop this milk dud experiment.
Yeah. Yeah, I get to the theater, and I noticed they have at the back of the line they have the section where they sell all their merch. So sometimes I take a look at that, and I noticed they had all these cups. They had all the buckets. I didn't get the popcorn bucket. I just figured I'd get the cup. I like the cup a little better actually. It has Tom the Lizard on top with his smartphone, and it
Nice.
has the lizard icon. Lizard,
Lizard.
lizard. So I liked it, and I picked it up.
And
Um,
he's in Fortnite too, apparently, right?
yeah, yeah. And then I was gonna grab a candy, and I went for Reese's Pieces, and then on the corner of my eye, I noticed they had peanut butter M&Ms. So I was like, I'm getting
Yes.
peanut butter M&Ms. And I think last time I looked for them, they didn't have them. So that was good that they had the peanut butter M&Ms. You're right about them. They are good M&M
They are.
variant, underrated candy. Um, and then, I bring the cup up and I'm like, can I fill it up? Like, oh, we'll just give you a different cup because this is not like rinsed out. So I haven't even really used this. My only complaint is that it's got like a hole for a straw at the top.
Hmm.
You can't really use it without a straw. It doesn't come
Mm.
with the straw. It's kind of annoying. I don't
Yeah,
have
that's kind
straws. I
of
don't have straws around the house. So I have to get some straws now to use this cup.
you hate to see it. So there's nothing in there right now. So
I do have some water. I filled up some water, but I can't. It's like really hard to drink. So yeah, so I do get a soda, and this is the first time I had Coke Zero Cherry Float
machine.
from the fountain. Yeah, and I gotta say, this is the rare soda where I think it's better out of the bottle. I don't think
Mm.
I like how those machines mix like the flavor in. You press a button, you can mix like we've talked about this before. There's so many
Yes.
different flavors you can mix in. I think that's all it's doing with the cherry float. It's just Coke Zero and it's adding whatever the syrup
Oh,
is because I could see it. I could see the red syrup coming out. And the way it tasted was very sweet at the top. Like,
yeah.
wait, for me, it was too sweet. And then as you would drink more, it was less sweet. So I think it just wasn't evenly mixed around.
And you didn't use
I
your
did
straw.
after that, so it was okay. But
But
yeah, I think I preferred out of the bottle.
I'll have to try that
Yeah,
because you said the bottle's really good.
yep. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be around for too much longer.
Ugh,
Maybe I have to start hoarding it.
you should.
Maybe it could be
Now's your time.
valuable, right? Maybe sell it on the black market.
There is a big demand of sodas in the black market.
Oh well, what's the one that Tab? Isn't it Tab that like people are obsessed with?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm bullshit. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. Have you heard of Tab before?
No,
I,
we'll
yeah. All
talk about
right.
it now.
All
Yeah,
right. So how about we do our trailers segment?
let's get to it.
Uh,
Segment. Is that what you said? Snack segment?
yeah,
Section. What did you call it?
I said segment. I always say
Perfect.
segment. I don't know what
All
you're
right.
talking about.
Sure.
Um,
Can't fool me.
uh, yeah. See, the only trailer I wanted to talk about was Michael, the Michael Jackson movie. You saw that trailer?
I sure did. I think that was the first time I actually like thoroughly paid attention to the trailer.
Okay. Yeah. I unfortunately wasn't paying super close attention, but I did note
And you
that.
want to talk about it?
Well, it was the only thing worth talking about. I mean, the actor looks really good. He looks like a young Michael Jackson.
He does, and he kind of sounds like him too.
And I saw, yeah, he does sound like him. I saw like a month or so ago, like a month and a half ago, I saw MJ the Musical on Broadway. So that is fresh in my mind. But this, I don't think is based on that. I think it's just a different script. Um,
What was the musical based on?
so it does tell like a lot of his life story, but like it does it like the gimmick, I guess, is he's preparing for like his the Dangerous tour, and then
Mm,
it does like flashbacks like to tell his life and where how he got to that point. And I'm pretty sure that was just for the purposes of a musical, you know, you could reuse sets and stuff by doing it
yeah.
that way. So I don't I certain the movie's not going to be like that.
So it's kind
Uh,
of like Bruce with Nebraska. Like it was kind of like focused on one specific
Well,
time.
this was more a full biography because
Okay.
an actor on the Broadway show who plays young Michael Jackson, very young when he's like in the Jackson 5. Then there's like prime age, like thriller age Michael Jackson. Then there's the dangerous Michael Jackson. So there's three actors that played Michael Jackson.
Cool. Yeah, from my perspective, would you have preferred they called it Jackson or Michael Jackson?
I think Michael works.
I get where they're coming from. I don't know. I kind of want the Jackson name, but I think from the trailers they're trying to say it's about his story, about separating from the Jackson 5, whatever that's called. Right? That's kind of like the vibe we're getting. But I don't know that Jackson
His
name.
story.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean it
you
is
did
his
that on
story.
purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
But I was kind of wondering like because that Jackson name is a very famous name. So is Michael. Why not
Yeah,
just call him Michael Jackson?
I mean, I don't know. I think Michael works. I think Michael works. I like it. I did think it was funny they showed him with the chimpanzee.
Yes, that was
So
good.
I'm looking forward to all that weird stuff because he was an odd duck,
That was he sure was.
to
That
say
was
the
one of
least.
yes, that was one of the first albums I ever like actually owned.
His story?
Well, I forget the name of the album. It's the one with the monkey on the cover.
Oh, I'm not familiar with the covers actually. It might have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Castania, our friend, will know which cover
Dangerous was
that's.
one of the first CDs I ever bought.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Because I remember it was me and my siblings. We were at Nobody Beats the Wiz. Do you remember
Oh,
Nobody
yes,
Beats
I
the
remember
Wiz?
that. Yep.
My parents were buying something and they were taking a while. At least we thought they were. And we saw the Dangerous CD and you know, we were just like, I was like, I guess I was like eight or nine when that album came out. And, you know, we had seen the music videos on TV and stuff. So I mean, Michael Jackson was a massive celebrity. So
Of course.
but you know, I guess we were at that age, and plus my siblings were younger, where you don't have full awareness of like what albums artists are releasing and stuff like that. So we were expecting "Beat It" to be on that album, and
Oh, really?
we were very disappointed when it was not.
Oh,
But yeah,
oh, it
that's
was
probably
dangerous. That's the one I'm talking about. Is that what you're talking about, or no?
yeah, dangerous. I didn't
So
think does that have a chimpanzee on the cover?
yeah, it's in the top, like wearing a crown.
Okay, all right, I cannot
So so
picture it.
so
Oh no!
we both
Oh, okay. I can picture it now. Yeah.
so we both got the same CD as when we're first. Is that what we're talking? What we're
Yeah, I
saying?
mean that makes total sense. I mean that was huge in the early '90s. That CD.
No, it was, but just interesting that we both like Michael Jackson's one of the first ones we ever got.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So I think that comes out pretty soon, right?
I think so. Yes.
And is it a two-parter? At one point, I think it was two parts. The movie.
That I don't recall that.
I
That's
think that might be the case.
I know the Beatle movie. They're doing like four of them, right, or something like
Yeah,
that.
that one I'm not looking forward to. I don't
No,
know why.
really.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But
All
yeah,
right.
Michael, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to do really well at the box office. All right. Why don't we get into the movie discussion? Our movie this week is Crime 101, starring Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, and Halle Berry. Sid, do you want to go over the premise of the movie since you seem to like to do that?
I don't know if that's true. It seems like you're the one that likes to talk. But let me give it a stab. Though I did mention I came to this movie a few minutes late because of the whole ordeal I dealt with. But
Oh,
basically,
how late? How much did you miss?
I have no clue. I have no
Okay.
clue. So basically, from what I remember, I don't know how the movie started. From my perspective, the movie started with a heist. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
that's how the movie starts.
Okay, cool. So it's about this guy. What would you call him? A burglar, a thief,
A robber?
a robber?
Yeah.
One of the above. but basically he's trying to pull off a lot of different heists to make enough money where he could live comfortably, right? Is that kind of like the premise in your opinion?
Yeah, yeah, he wants to, set himself for life.
Exactly. He wants to live the good life, and he's got an MO, like kind of like a serial killer, where like they know exactly who their target's going to be. They know exactly how they're going to execute it, exactly how they're going to get away. So
Yeah,
they kind of got
he
vibes
bucks the
like that. Yeah,
pattern, yeah.
he's got a pattern, which makes sense, right? If you're good at what you do, you got to have a pattern.
Yeah, generally, so what he does is he's got some friend who's like a hacker. So he does surveillance on whoever the target is that like looks at their social media, like their messages on their phone so they can figure out, exactly where they're going to be and what time certain things are going to happen so he can figure out exactly how to pull off the heist. And then he also picks locations that are near the 101 in California so he can make an easy getaway.
Yes, so that's interesting, right? Because I guess maybe you've seen a couple trailers for this film before seeing it, but maybe you haven't seen all the promotional posters. So before you saw it, you thought 101 was actually about like an intro to crime
That's
type
what
of
I
thing.
thought the title meant. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was funny because now when I look back at the poster, there's actually like a highway in the poster.
Yeah, yeah. So
So he must have
I
missed it.
think
But it,
this movie, it's been out for a few weeks. It's done very poorly at the box office. I think the marketing for the movie was poor.
was
And
it really? I mean, I saw a lot of commercials and shit.
I don't think people are generally aware of this movie. I mean, they've got A-list celebrities in this movie, and people are not going out to see it.
Well, it
And
also came out during like February, right? January, February, which is
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
but there's not a lot of competition. It should have made like I think it came out when Wuthering Heights came out. Like that's like good counter programming for people that don't want to see Wuthering Heights. That they should have gone to go see this, right? Uh,
yeah.
so I should have. It's a bomb. I mean, there's no way
But
around it.
yeah, it didn't do well. But I don't know if we can blame the marketing. Maybe you can.
Well, I think the title is terrible. I've mentioned this to you and our friend Steve,
But I don't
who
think because you didn't know about the highway.
no, but it's still like a very generic sounding title. Like it reminds me. You remember that Tom Cruise movie, Edge of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Which is a really good movie. But that was also, I mean, I think Crime 101 is even worse of a title than Edge of Tomorrow. They actually changed the marketing. They started marketing the movie as like Live, Die, Repeat because
Oh yes.
the title was so bad. It's just one of the worst titles of a movie I've heard in recent
But
memory. I think it's just so generic. People are like Crime 101. It sounds like something ChatGPT would come up with.
but it's funny because so I was at the gala yesterday, and everyone knew what this movie is about because they live in
You
LA.
all live in California, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of films are filmed out in California. So from our perspective out west, we're like, oh, this is great. It's going to focus on California. And I was talking to one of my friends. He was like, how'd you enjoy the movie this morning? We're talking. And he's like, or he asked me first. Then I asked him, he's like, I loved it because I got to see all these places that I'm familiar with. It kind of
Yeah.
like hit home. And I don't know what movie recently you've seen that I guess probably How to Make a Killing. Did I have some?
Springsteen, Spring. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that one.
Springsteen.
Yeah, yeah.
Springsteen's a better example.
Yeah.
But it kind of so it reminded me of this show called Bosch on Amazon, I believe. I think you watched Bosch, didn't
I
you, or
watched the
someone?
first season of Bosch, and I got to get back into it. It's a good show.
It is a good show, great show. But so when I first moved out to LA back in the day, several years ago, obviously I knew LA. I used to come out here a lot when I had family out here. But it really so this was a period of my life when I was visiting LA for like 3 months. I don't remember if you remember this, but before I committed to my move, I'd come out to LA, stay at my uncle's for, or girlfriend's for like 2, 3 months to kind of scope it out to see if I really wanted to move out here. And again, what really helped me was Bosch. I was watching Bosch during this, and
Hmm.
every place he'd go eat, I'd go eat there. Or like it kind of like the air surrounding areas. So it really helped me with my transition and with my move. Just like this movie, like it kind of reminded me when I first moved out here because it had a lot of the landmarks. So from that perspective, I enjoyed it.
It's funny that you mentioned Bosch, because I hadn't thought of it. I was not going to bring it up at all. But when I think of a detective, like an LA detective, I think of Bosch. Like that's a detective with character.
Oh yeah, great character.
One of my issues, like I don't know if we should get into this at this point, but might as well. I have several issues with this movie. One of my issues with the movie is, again, I just think it made the movie made me think of other movies that, in my opinion, are better movies, like Heat. I was
I mean, you
thinking.
can't compare with Heat, Mike.
I know, but the movie's doing a lot of the same things, right? De Niro's dating the girl who doesn't really know what his life is all about. He's having the cat and mouse game with Al Pacino, and they both seem to be evenly matched. You're not sure who's going to win in the end. I mean, it's kind of like a formula for these kind of movies, right?
Yeah, there's a similar trope,
But like and Mark Ruffalo's this kind of like detective who he's good at his job, but he's not good at the office politics, so he hasn't been promoted to the level he's supposed to be promoted to.
yeah.
So it's just kind of like yeah, there's a formula, and it's not doing it quite as well as some of these better movies that I'm thinking about. The Town, I was thinking
Of
of The
course, but
Town as
Mike, those
well.
movies came out during certain time of the year when like you had those expectations. Again, they kind of sneaked us in.
These
That,
movies have A-list actors in it.
but a lot of movies have A-list actors these days.
Not a lot of movies have Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Halle
They
Berry.
do. I
It
mean,
also had Monica Barbaro, who's a big up and coming
I don't
actress.
know.
It had Nick Nolte in it. I mean, the movie, it just felt like it was paint by numbers. It felt Chat GPT
But so one
with
thing
a
is that
really good cast.
yeah, but it's not out of the norm to have a really good cast in a movie these days.
I mean,
But what I'm trying to say, so all right, one issue is, and again, I don't know this director. I was looking him up a couple of minutes before. This is like his third or fourth movie.
okay, the movie's well directed. It's well shot. I think the things I like the most about the movie are the direction and the cinematography. And I think the script is actually it's a well written script. I enjoyed how the movie was unfolding. It's what surprised me about it was the movie is really a slow burn. You have the heist in the very
Yep.
beginning of the movie. The middle part of the movie, there's not a lot of action. There's one other robbery involving this other character played by what's that actor's name? Barry.
Yes.
Is he an Irish
I
actor?
think he is. Cano?
Kean or something like that.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it.
So yeah, he has like a partially botched robbery. He's like a secondary antagonist in the movie, but most of the movie is following the three main characters. Ruffalo is the detective, Hemsworth is the robber. Halle Berry, I thought maybe had the most interesting character in the movie because you don't fully you don't fully see how she's gonna fit in until maybe the middle part of the movie. And she is a
Look, you kind of do it, like you said. Like
you realize that she's probably going to be the target, right?
Yes.
But you don't know exactly how
She did really. I mean, she did a really good job,
Yeah, I thought she was really good, and
and she looked hot, Mike. In that
she
first
looks
scene,
good. She's like 59 years old.
yeah, I know she looked really good.
She still looks great. Um,
God bless her,
and
national icon.
So yeah, the middle part of the movie is kind of following these three characters, and you're just setting all the movie's like a puzzle, right? It's like
Yeah,
there's setting the pieces or like a chessboard, like moving the pieces into position, and you're trying to figure out where everything's going to end up at the end of the movie.
correct.
So I do appreciate that part of the movie. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was well written.
The first
Um,
two acts, in my opinion, were great.
I think it might have been a little bit too slow of a burn. I think the movie could have been a little bit shorter. What do you think about that?
The length didn't bother me, and I talk about this a lot. It's the third act. I think
Uh-huh.
the third act is where, like, maybe the inexperience of this director, because I think he wrote it as well. I think maybe there were some rewrites happened, something happened. I just think he didn't bring it home. That was my biggest issue with this film.
All right,
Like, I was,
so
I was totally enjoying it.
I agree with you there, and I think we should save that for
Yeah,
the
we will.
spoiler part of the review. But in terms of just general discussion, um,
What do you think of
what
Hemsworth's character,
so
his
I
acting?
I think that might have been a bit of a weakness. I think he might have been the least compelling of the three lead actors to me. Not that it was a bad performance. Again, I'm going to use the word generic. I thought it was just a little generic. The one kind of
It's
interesting
not
aspect.
believable, though, right?
Well,
That he's like,
he's Chris fucking Hemsworth, and he's bad
yeah,
with women, right?
yeah,
He doesn't
exactly.
know how
Yeah,
to talk to women, which I
women.
guess is maybe believable because I thought this is not that important to the movie, but his girlfriend in the movie, played by Monica Barbaro,
And
they
who is that?
meet.
You said she's famous.
Well,
I don't
she's an up and comer. I mean, she was in Complete Unknown. She played Joan Baez in A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan movie.
Mm.
And she was in Top Gun Maverick. That's the first movie I saw her in.
Top Gun is like the love interest or something.
No, she was one of the young pilots.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So I liked her character in the beginning, and then she kind of felt like disappeared.
So she crashes into Chris Hemsworth, and they exchange like information for like insurance purposes, and he just decides to like ask her out on a date. And he's
And
like,
this is soon after like he was sleeping with a prostitute.
yes. And he's just like super awkward. He doesn't know how to talk to her. Plus, he's like he can't really talk about himself because he's a robber and he doesn't want to reveal
Yes.
details about himself. And she like flat out tells him like we have nothing in common. Like I don't want to, I think I should just peace out, right?
Which is kind of a reasonable thing to say, right?
But then like you know, like they end up moving the date to like a diner or whatever and get some burgers. And like she says at several points, like, I don't know anything about you. And it's
Yeah.
obviously the only reason she's seeing him is because he's Chris Hemsworth, right? Like
Correct. Oh, yeah, because he was attractive.
so that's a long-winded way of me of saying actually like when I was watching it, the movie, I was like Chris Hemsworth, he's like this like socially awkward guy who like has trouble with women.
Yeah,
But I
that
was
pissed me
thinking
off.
it actually makes sense though, because he's so
Right.
good luck, he's so good looking, right?
Yeah.
That he could just skate. He doesn't need to develop his you know,
Personality.
his personality or his social skills.
So I can see that perspective, but also it really kind of bothered me. It's like, come on,
It
man.
was
Like,
weird. It was
yeah,
weird.
that really turned me off.
Hmm.
Because
Um,
I think if I looked that good, I just have such a confidence about myself that it wouldn't be difficult to talk with women. But who
yeah.
knows? Maybe
Uh,
maybe good guys struggle. You know, maybe good looking guys struggle.
and you know, maybe I just missed this, although I don't think I did. We really don't learn much about his character until the third act of the movie, right? And we
Yeah,
know
which is kind of annoying, right? Because again, they're saying it's a mystery. He doesn't want to talk about his past. Like you could tell, he didn't come up from rich beginnings. That's why it's so important for him. But it's kind of still bothered me that, like you said, it wasn't until really the end.
it's
And that's
very vague until the
it is
end.
it.
And it's so important to the end of the movie.
Exactly. It
So
wasn't.
we should have gotten more details about his background through sprinkled throughout the movie. Then I
Yes.
think maybe the ending could have landed better.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. There was missing elements. They could have done a better job of connecting everything, all the characters, to really take this home.
All right, so I think we've given a pretty good overview. Just, you know, it's a heist movie. The movie opens up with a heist. Most of the middle of the movie is just building these characters and setting up the final heist that's going to be at the end of the movie. My opinion, acting performances are good. Like I said, I think Halle Berry was the standout. I think Ruffalo is good. Um,
Yeah,
and
but he's getting very Ruffalo's getting very generic too. I've seen him a
he's
lot.
playing the most generic character out of the
Yes,
three of them. It's very generic character.
but
And
he yeah. Go ahead.
I didn't buy him as this like really smart detective that was going to be evenly matched. Like I thought he was going to botch it. Like I was expecting him to botch the whole thing. I never bought him as this highly competent detective,
Yeah,
uh,
but
which I don't think was their intent because I think they did want us to believe that he was a good cop.
yeah, they wanted us to believe he's a good cop. They also want us to believe he's kind of flawed, going through hard times.
Yeah, he's going through a divorce. Um,
But then I also make you believe that Halle Berry might be attracted to him at some point.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I liked Halle Berry's performance. You know,
Beautiful performance.
I did like you know how everything is being set up. So you're really thinking about how all the pieces are going to be positioned at the end of the movie. So I was captivated, entertained for the movie throughout. And I did think the direction and the script were good. Um, and I did like how the movie was shot. The score was good, but it was kind of, you know, I'm going to use the word again.
Generic.
It was generic.
Yeah.
It fit the movie though. Um, and you know, some of the car scenes, the chase scenes were good. I liked how those were shot, but again, they're not like super memorable or anything.
No. I mean, even GTA, I feel like when we used to play on GTA Online and we had those heists, I think those had more memorable scenes and car chases and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I was actually thinking of GTA a little bit during this movie. Like you could make if they were ever gonna do a GTA movie, I hope it's better than this, but I mean you could follow a formula like
Of
this.
course. And one thing that disappointed me was that last heist that they're setting up, where again, this is the big score. He really wants it. He wants to get the score and just walk away, right? That's the whole premise towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Um, I just wanted something like more entertaining. It kind of
Would you
was
want
kind
to
of
just get into it, get
yeah,
into
let's
the
get into
spoilers?
spoilers.
All right,
Yes.
spoilers. So yeah, I agree with you. So what in your mind was it was a bit of a letdown, right?
Yeah, the ending was a letdown. The heist itself was a letdown. There wasn't that much action, right, in the last heist?
The movie doesn't have much action at all,
No, I
which
guess.
is
Well, no,
not necessarily
no, it kind of some good car chases.
some good car chases. Yeah,
Yeah, and then when he's chasing, what's his name, in the motorcycle.
that was
The,
probably the best like chase in the movie.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was the best chase. One thing let me go back a step. So eventually, when he's talking about unwinding down, he kind of turns his back on Nick Nolte. So Nick Nolte is, I guess, his handler in a sense.
yeah.
And then the way it sets it up is Nick Nolte basically hires Barry's character to kind of spy on the main character and steal the heist.
They're gonna rip him off,
They're gonna rip him off. So
right?
one thing that disappointed me is I don't think you see Nick Nolte at the end of the movie. Right? He just
He
disappears.
disappears. He disappears.
Disappears.
It's like they couldn't afford to have him for another scene or something like
Exactly.
that. They went
So
over
that
budget.
yeah, even his girlfriend disappears for a while, right? Like
Oh yeah,
characters.
she's but that made more kind of sense.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like again, like you said, they probably didn't have enough budget to pay everyone. I just really feel like the third act was like rewritten. I think something happened. It just felt off to me.
all right. So do you want to get into that?
Let's get into it.
So, well, I mean, were you were expecting it to go in a different direction? I guess, right?
Um,
Or if
maybe,
you,
yeah, potentially.
so I guess the one thing that made sense to me about it was because I was, there are these heist movies. There's one of two ways that they end. It's either the bad guys get away with it, or
Hmm.
they get caught or killed.
And what
And
do you
so,
think was going to happen?
um, for most of the movie, I thought Chris Hemsworth was gonna land the score and get off clean. So, and again, this is spoiler territory now. Um, Mark Ruffalo's character finds out about the heist because Halle Berry, her character, um, decides to work with Chris Hemsworth to rip off her the insurance company that she works for because they were not promoting her to partner.
So one thing, all these three main characters kind of had like a similar thing happen to them in a sense where they were all kind of wronged.
Yeah, kind of like the character in How to Make a Killing.
Yeah, good comparison. So anyway, Mark Ruffalo was wrong because he wasn't getting the promotion that he deserved, right?
And he's getting
And
divorced, right? His wife's cheating on
exactly.
him.
And
Yeah.
Halle Berry
Oh,
is
and the other thing with Mark Ruffalo is in the middle of the movie there is a robbery and a cop shoots a kid and kills him.
yes,
And he's basically forced to go along with the cover up. Otherwise, they're going to suspend him.
exactly.
They
So they
plan
don't
a
like.
they plant a gun on the kid.
Yep. So anyway, he's kind of pissed at the precinct, right? And
Yeah.
Halle Berry, like you said earlier, she's trying to get promoted at her job. She's been working there for a long time, and then they kind of like pass her up for this younger version of her. So she feels wronged.
Yep.
And then Chris Hemsworth is wronged kind of by Nick Nolte. They have some differences in opinion on how things should happen. Nick
Plus
Nolte,
his upbringing, he was like in the foster system.
true, good point. Well
Yeah.
said. So yeah, they're trying to connect these three characters together and so
Hmm.
they kind of have a connection where they'd end up working together in a sense.
Yeah, I think that's it. But again, I think they really needed to. It's like they didn't decide until the third act of the movie that they were going to do this, right? Because
Exactly. And they could have executed way better.
yeah. I just got to be honest. I don't know if we're skipping around too much.
Probably. Who cares?
But with the actual ending, I hated the ending to this movie. It honestly ruined the movie for me.
Yeah, the
I
ending
thought it
was
was terrible.
like our friend Steve was saying in our chat, like this movie, what I don't know exactly what we said, like this movie didn't know where it wanted to go. So what did he say? He said
I don't
it didn't know
remember.
what it wanted to be.
Yeah, maybe I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, I think by the end of the movie, it clearly did know where it wanted to be. Um, it wanted to give all these characters a good ending, all three of them. It didn't want to it didn't want a messy ending, right?
Correct.
It got to a point where you think someone's going to end up in jail, or
Yep.
someone's going to end up getting shot. The only one that gets shot, well, there's two people that get shot. The rich guy that they're robbing, Tate Donovan. I forgot to mention him. He's another good
Oh,
character
he's
actor.
what show was it that we liked from him?
Damages he was on,
Damages,
and
yes,
he was also on the OC.
he was.
Um, so he gets shot, but I think he gets shot in like the shoulder or something. So he's probably going to be
Yeah,
okay.
he's first. I thought they killed him.
I
The way
thought they killed him too.
Yeah, the way they
Yeah,
shot that, I was like, holy shit, they killed Tate.
yeah. And then the Barry gets killed.
Yes, Barry gets killed by Mark, right? I think it was Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, yeah. And they do. There was the way they shot it was good. You know, they do that kind of thing in movies where they fake you out. You don't know
Yeah,
who got the shot off first. So that was
but
good.
it was good. But they just perfectly put a bow on it,
Yeah,
right?
I just hated it. So what happens is, um, Chris Hemsworth is pulling off the final heist. They're robbing this guy in like a hotel room, and
Beverly Hills.
Ruffalo reveals that he's a cop. They have guns pointed at each other.
But sorry to interrupt you. Before then, so like Hemsworth goes to the airport to get the real guy that's supposed to be delivering the jewelry, right, or something like that. And then
Yes.
Ruffalo switches places with him. So Ruffalo's riding in the car, which I thought was kind of an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
But I wish that scene was shot a little better.
I mean, that was the scene like that they wanted to. That was like, I guess, the pivotal scene in the movie where they really wanted us to see how both characters
Correct.
are
Like,
empathizing with one another, maybe, and Mark Ruffalo is feeling sympathetic, like for Chris Hemsworth, and they bond over cars and stuff like that.
but like when you have such two great powerhouse characters or actors, that scene could have been much better.
Yeah, they didn't pull it off.
They didn't.
That scene was important to the movie, and yeah, I agree with you. They did not pull that off. Um, so yeah, Ruffalo is with them in the limo. They get to the hotel. They go to this rich guy's room. He's like
Getting
exchanging
married.
cash. He's getting married, but he's exchanging like millions of dollars of cash for like millions of dollars of diamonds or something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know the reason for what that was
it
all
got
about.
confusing a
It's
little.
not really that important. They were robbing this guy.
Yep.
And you know, Ruffalo
Well said.
reveals he's a cop, and they've got guns pointed at each other. Hemsworth makes it very clear he's not going to put down his gun, which I think is very makes the ending even worse because we don't know what was going to happen at that point. But
Yeah.
neither one of those guys is going to drop their gun.
And then Hemsworth, they paint him as a character that doesn't like to harm people.
Right. But you know, he assaults people. At the beginning of the movie, he puts a guy in a trunk, right?
Yeah.
And he punches people. I'm pretty sure he punches people like in the
Really?
beginning of the, maybe not. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like he's an armed robber, okay? It's not like he's like
Yes.
this like nice guy.
No.
He's pointing guns at people's faces and scaring the shit out of them.
Yeah, and plus he's also saying like, I'm stalking your home right now.
Oh yeah, and he's threatening their
Yeah.
family too. So yeah, that's a good point. So that is a really good point, Sam. And so they're in a standoff, and Hemsworth is like, "I'm not putting down this gun."
Yeah.
And then Barry breaks into because he's been stalking him, breaks into the hotel room, and that's where it all goes to shit.
It goes off the rails.
He ends up shooting Tate Donovan.
Yeah.
Ruffalo shoots Barry. And then Ruffalo's like, "Hey, we got a dead perp here. You know, why don't you get out of here?" He says he just lets him go.
He lets him go. And then Tate's like being like a bitch. Like, you let him go. Like, shoot him, right?
And then he's, "Well, I'm gonna get the IRS to go after you because
Yes.
I know you don't pay your taxes, you rich asshole."
But just that just they came out of nowhere, right?
Nowhere. It
Yeah.
came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was so bad.
It was so bad. But then it even gets worse from there, right? Ruffalo pockets some of the diamonds.
Yes.
It's like the movie. It's like he's like
Or
this,
or did Chris give him the diamonds? I forget.
whatever.
I think-
He stole some diamonds from the
Yes.
crime scene. I don't remember exactly,
Yeah.
but he steals some diamonds from the crime scene.
Gives it
And
to
so
Halle
it's
Berry.
like it's like he's so jaded over the course of this movie. He goes from the beginning of the movie where he's like he's got to stop this robber who's
Yes.
going up and down the 101.
The one.
He's the good cop. He's
Yep.
been overlooked for promotions, but he's all about just solving the crime. That's what he's all about.
Yeah,
He
he wants
goes
to
from
prove people
that.
wrong.
He goes from that, and then we're supposed to believe, oh, because of these couple things that happened over the
He,
course of the movie, he's just so jaded all of a sudden that he's stealing diamonds from the crime scene.
yeah, that did not they did not sell that at all.
They didn't sell that at all. And then Chris Hemsworth gifts Ruffalo a
A
car,
car, yeah.
which was sold even less. That's even less believable. And then Ruffalo gives some of the diamonds to Halle
Halle
Berry.
Berry. Yep.
It was absurd, right? It was ridiculous.
Like I said, it was the perfect bowl. They wanted to just end this movie on a high note where like all the three main characters win.
It's just one of the worst endings. I was enjoying this movie.
I was
I
too.
said, like throughout the movie, like I said, I was thinking of better movies. Like Heat, much better movie. The Town, much better movie. I was even thinking of Baby Driver, better
Oh, Baby
movie.
Driver is great.
Yeah, much better movie. But I was still enjoying it. I thought it was well written. For the most part, I thought it was well acted, and I was going to give it a love to see it. And I was on my drive home. I was really thinking um, where I'm going to come out on this. Was the ending so bad that it's actually going to change what category I
Mm.
put this in? So that's going to take us to the verdict. Anything else you want to say in the spoiler section before we get to the verdict?
I said this earlier. You're disagreeing with me, but again, I feel like at some point they screened this movie for the studio, right? I think if the third act was better and it really brought this movie home, this movie would have came out in a more ideal time. I think it's that third act, you're like, let's just get this movie out here.
Oh,
Let's.
that might be a. But the thing is, the movie got good reviews.
It did.
It's certified fresh on
It did.
Rotten Tomatoes.
So that kind of confused me too, Mike. So originally we weren't going to review it, but I see all these trailers. I'm like, wait a second, great cast. But why are they pushing this movie in February? I was having all these conflicting things. And then I see the Rotten Tomato scores. Like, wait a second, people liked it. I think people liked it because it's just a bad time of the year for movies.
I think that's possible. I have not read the reviews. I have a feeling that a lot of critics are going to have liked the ending because
Oh, really?
I think they're going to like the sense of justice. I don't think it's justice, but they're going to call it justice in the movie, where all these characters who have been screwed over, they find a way to,
Win in the end.
use the rules to their advantage. They flip the table and they win at
Mm.
the end. So I think that that's what they're going to say in their reviews.
Oh, you're right. That's why people like this movie.
I think so.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
Makes
and it
sense.
kind of goes with the times that we're living in.
It does.
So
Yeah.
I think that's why they let. But I don't I'm not I don't inherently object to that, but they just didn't pull it off. It just
No,
kind of came
it
out of
didn't.
nowhere.
Like you
Yeah.
and I could have done a better third act.
All right, so let's get to the verdict. How about it?
Let's do it.
So
You go
yeah,
first.
like I said on my drive home, I was gonna give this uh like a love to see it, not a truly love to see it. I was gonna give it like 3.5 stars. And then on my drive home, I was like, what does the ending do to this? Is it going to put it down to 3 and it's still going to be love to see it, or is it going to be worse? I ultimately settled, I hate to see it.
Mm.
The ending ruined this movie. It's still going to give it 2.5 stars, so it's not a bad movie. Most of the movie I enjoyed, but it was truly horrendous ending that actually ruined the movie, I think.
And for viewers, you just saw this movie like 2 hours ago, so it's really fresh in your head.
Yeah. You saw it a few weeks ago, right?
Exactly. So it's less fresh in my head.
Yeah.
I think because it's fresh in your head, maybe that's why it came down. For me, I think it went up a little because it's not as fresh. I give
Okay.
it like a 3 stars.
All right, we're pretty close though. But
Yeah,
that is
very close.
that is the difference though between a hate to see it and a love to see it. So you love to
Exactly.
see it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love to see it because I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for the most part. I was into it. It was a good distraction from just life in general. It was entertaining. It never got boring. If I wasn't reviewing it for the podcast perspective, maybe I wouldn't be as critical. But because I am, that third act really drives it down.
Yeah. All right. So that's our review of Crime 101. That was a fun movie to talk about.
But you know what? Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was Mike. I do think maybe why they had a really bad third act is because the sequel's coming out. They really hinted that they're doing Crime through 303.
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
So what are we doing for next week? Oh, by the way, congrats, Mike. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty certain this was the episode that surpassed our first podcast iteration.
So we've done more episodes on our second run now.
Yeah, I think
All
so.
right, that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, congrats. I think that was one of my first goals. My goal was like, let's surpass the first one, get some consistency, and we did it.
We did it, and yeah, I think we've gotten into a good rhythm.
We have, but let's talk about a little more about next week.
All right, so we're not going to reveal what movie we are reviewing next week. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise, but what we can tell you is it is a it's an older release.
It sure
Um,
is.
and I guess we could say if you grew up in the 80s or 90s, especially if you were a boy, you're probably gonna, there's a good chance you're gonna have some nostalgia for this movie.
For sure.
Just leave it at that, maybe.
Yep, and our group chat, I think, really likes this film.
So just to make it clear to our friends, it should be clear based on what I just said. It's not going to be a Jaws movie. Not, that will happen at some point. Jaws 3 will happen, but it's not what we're referencing.
What I would like to do, Mike, is us to do Just 3 at some point, and then
Yeah,
Just 4, maybe we have some guests on the show.
yeah, definitely. That sounds good. All right, so yeah, next week we got a bit of a surprise for you guys in store. Crime 101, interesting movie to talk about, flawed movie.
You would have given it a deep, like if it was a school, what grade would you have given it? C minus, maybe C minus.
Um, let's see. Maybe like a C. A C.
See?
Yeah, it feels like a C. I think it'd probably do pretty well on streaming. Feels like
Yeah,
a
no, I think it will.
movie. Feels like a good streaming movie. That's what it really feels
It
like.
is. Yeah, that's what I keep saying. It's a favorite movies. Favorite movies are streaming movies, in my opinion.
All right, Sid. That was fun.
Till next time, Mike.
Till next time.
Subscribe and like.
Take care, guys. When I get to the movie theater and the trailers start, there were like five other people in the theater with me. Two of them were elderly men sitting in the very back row. I shit you not, these guys were like Statler and Waldorf. They were making comments like after every trailer, like, "Oh, that looks like a stinker." They were laughing, and at one point, one of them said, like during the trailers or in between two trailers, one of them was like, "So what movie are we seeing today? Crime 101. What's that about? Crime." Oh, like, I shit you not, they were like Statler and Waldorf. It was so funny.
What if that's gonna be us like in 40 years?
Yeah, God, it could be. You never
Yeah,
know.
you hate to see it.
You hate to see it.